Hai, Assalamualaikum. Anda bersama dengan saya, Nurfarini Daing, dan anda sedang menyaksikan Bisnes Alternatif. Tahun 2012 merupakan tahun yang cemerlang buat industri keusahawanan sosial, di mana kita lihat pelbagai projek dibangunkan dan pelbagai persidangan diadakan untuk manfaat semua. Jom kita imbas kembali perjalanan industri keusahawanan sosial bersama Nurfarini dan juga Christopher Tock.
The landscape now is thriving, and social entrepreneurship is actually thriving around the world, except for maybe Malaysia. Regionally, there are early adopters. There's a lot of social entrepreneurs developed in China. There's a lot more in Vietnam. We hear a lot more in Jakarta as well, but we don't hear as much in perhaps Malaysia. We see the public sector being there with us, although they may not understand it fully, but there is support. We want to see a lot more facilitation from the private sector, the corporates who may be looking at corporate social responsibility, but may not want to invest in long-term projects that are relevant within the social entrepreneurship scope. So landscape for 2012, it looks promising. We just have slowly progressing. I think it's okay to be slow, but it's got to be surely.
Seeing that although we see a lot of interest by the youth, at the same time they are not so keen to make sure that they work hard to get to where they are. So there are, a lot of them are looking for shortcuts. But I think with proper education and proper exposure to what's right and what's wrong, we'll see a better future, definitely for sure, in the social enterprise. Okay. Well, in the UK and the US, I think it's brilliant. I think we adopt a lot of things, a lot of models that we see over there. But I think in Southeast Asia in general, we see a lot more help and support for those who are in need. And that's why our scene is actually a lot more, they flourish a lot more because it means so much more to the people.
It's great that large organizations like WIEF as well as GW, I mean, these are global forums where people can actually come together to discuss about social entrepreneurship. Youth Social Business Summit is something obviously by myHarapan, so we feel that the reason why we did it is to start that conversation going, because when people don't talk about it, you don't understand about it. And there is a current lack of awareness regarding this thing called social entrepreneurship. I think it has been in existence for a very long time, but people just don't understand how do I become a social entrepreneurship? Right. So I think, like you mentioned, it is a catalyst, it is a starting point, but there's a lot more work to be done after that. Women innovations are actually the smallest ones. The ones who have affected change in a small community, for me, is prominent because you're talking about long-term sustainable impact on society. I can say, I think one of our favorites is Epic Homes, who have designed homes, modular homes for the orang aslis and the rural. It's never going to be sufficient, even the GLCs, there's not enough women. But I think it's us as women to play that role and say that, look, I can take charge. I think we always sell ourselves short. I think even if we didn't play a major role as far as being owners of social entrepreneurship is concerned, I think we can play a role in driving a lot of these entrepreneurships and enterprises.
So I hope to see next year a lot more women empowerment programs. We at EYE Project definitely focusing on that. We're creating women entrepreneurs as well as women. We are leading women empowerment series together with partners like KL Education City and so on and so forth. So women, we feel, is the key to Malaysia's success in the future. I
feel that women can definitely become real drivers in this case because we have that nurturing, something innate within us. So nurturing is something that it's very, it comes very strongly with becoming a social entrepreneur. You have to have empathy. You have to have an understanding of how communities, how they work.
Okey, kita telah pun mengimbau serta mengimbas perjalanan industri keusahawanan sosial sepanjang 2012 serta projek yang mendapat perhatian pelbagai pihak. Sekarang kita nak dengar pula pendapat mereka tentang peluang serta cabaran buat industri keusahawanan sosial bagi tahun 2013.
I think previously we had to work a lot harder to show that our model actually works, that we actually will earn money and able to sustain ourselves. So that's what corporates and private funders are looking for before they invest into it. And at that point of time, just a few of us are able to sprout because maybe we have more experience compared to others. But a lot of others, I think they cannot make it because they couldn't find enough funding. But I think right now we are seeing a lot more investors who want to seed really good initiatives. And they don't mind if it's not profit making for the first 1 year, maybe. We are looking for long-term goals. So we see a lot of support in terms of founders. And in terms of the people who want to work for our companies, previously, yes, you're right, parents, they don't see their children working for this. Even Teach for Malaysia, for example, it's not a social enterprise, but it's a very sustainable model of creating teachers for the future. Now, at first, the parents are not so happy. Why my son has a huge degree from Harvard? Why is he trying to be a teacher? But we see a huge shift in that side as well, in terms of awareness and right, the people saying that this is actually great for the country, and students are more inclined to actually work with EYE Project, with myHarapan, and so on and so forth.
Funding. There's so much funding everywhere. Actually, at the end of the day, social entrepreneurship is actually business as usual. The only thing is your return on investments is beyond whatever profits, is beyond profit maximization.
Because I feel it's a pro and cons. With the government coming in to support the social industry, you see two sides. One is that, yes, a lot more people are coming in and they want to throw ideas. Challenge.my is one example, okay, where the winner will be able to earn 100,000 ringgit to actually execute their initiatives, assuming that it's all well planned and sustainable and stuff. So it's encouraging a lot of people to submit ideas. People who may not be interested, who may not used to be interested, is now committing to the ideas and hoping that they will win. So a lot more awareness is being spread. But I think at the same time, it causes people to, again, think of the shortcut. They don't go through the normal challenges, of a person without funding. And because of that, even though they may get the money because of the brilliant ideas they have, it may not be feasible.
So myHarapan has been giving a lot of, it's very minimal fund, but it's a catalyst to a lot of other things. And one MDB, which is one of our partners, is also giving out funds for this purpose, although it's not necessary for business, but it's for initiatives. So beyond that, you have the funds in SME Corp, you have the funds for Usahawan, you have many lah. There's many, but how do you ensure that at the end of the day you meet the mark as far as social and the environment is concerned is a different matter. And it's as long as you measure those outcomes, you measure the fact that it's not I want to rake in the big bucks and I want to own that Mercedes-Benz, or I want to get a big huge bungalow with a big huge swimming pool. As long as you measure those outcomes and the fact that you're really solving community problems, which usually takes 5 to 7 years, so it's not instant. It takes 5 to 7 years. I think you would be in safe hands. To the 9th of November 2013, inshallah it will be held in Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre. So, that's a conference. Along the way, obviously, we have to show that Malaysia is serious about social entrepreneurship. So we're working closely also with the Social Enterprise Alliance, with other social entrepreneurship organizations, to make sure that we're developing within the pipeline strong social entrepreneurs to showcase. So we're hopefully showcasing real global social entrepreneurs born and bred in Malaysia, established in Malaysia by November 2013.
And I think that event will definitely bring a lot more awareness and a lot more support, not only from local counterparts but internationally. So we would like to see people spending billions into Malaysia, trying to create programs that will benefit, the world, not just Malaysians. And this, I feel, is something to look forward to. The global business youth Global Social Business Summit 2013. An idea that young corporates need to look up more, not just stay and do the same thing every single day, every single year. So what we did is we created CEO series where CEOs get to meet with young corporates like 1 to 3 years, and they learn from one another. And of course, the CEOs find it as a good hiring point because they want to hire really driven and dynamic corporates who can work for them. So these little small initiatives that they follow the 3 basic principles: start small, think big, and move fast. They've managed to grow this much over a span of 1 to 2 years, and I hope to see more of this happening, organic growth rather than just forced growth. I think definitely we will see more and more of this youth jam. What else do we have? There's too many to count. But the good thing, the best thing about all this, that we all collaborate among one another. There may be some competition, but normally the people who collaborate will bring a greater good, and they're more sustainable rather than those who try to compete. Yeah. So we hope to see in the future a lot more of these smaller groups trying to bring up something great. And in future, you never know. We're creating a future of social responsible citizens in Malaysia.
We also we're funding ourselves. myHarapan is funding new social entrepreneurs. We're giving away up to 250K to anybody who feel that they can make a change. Obviously, you go through the process. So, make it sound as if it's so easy, but no. Hopefully, it's easier with myHarapan and all the partners that are also involved with us.
Itu tadi buah fikiran dari Nurfarini dan juga Christopher Tock, peneraju dalam keusahawanan sosial. Saya mengharapkan agar industri keusahawanan sosial ini terus berkembang maju. Saya Nurharini Ismail dan juga kru penerbitan ingin mengucapkan selamat tahun baru 2013. Kita jumpa lagi tahun hadapan. Bye dan Assalamualaikum.